Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie from Burlap Alley. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. If you were stopping by for the first time, I'd love for you to join us. Today, I'm going to be showing you how I made this Halloween wreath. Let's get started. Today, my supplies are Deco mesh, ribbons, a Dollar Tree sign, and a wreath frame that I picked up from At Home. First thing I want to do is work on my sign because I want that to be completely dried before I add it to my wreath. So I am using cable mounts, and I'm going to use wire today instead of pipe cleaners because I have a feeling that this wreath is going to be very chunky. So I'm going to go ahead and use the wire. It makes it longer and it's lighter and it's easier to feed through to get to the frame of the wreath. So I'm starting with the glue. With the Surebonder glue, I'm just gluing the one cable mount in place at the top and one at the bottom. Next, I'm going in with my wire. I want it rather long because I need to make sure that it's going to go through the wreath and make it to the actual wreath frame. So I'm making sure I have plenty of wire. So I'm trimming that off and I'm going to add that to the cable mounts, one at the top and one at the bottom. At first, I thought I was going to go like side to side, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to go up and down with the wire. So here I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. So then I went up and down. Now I'm going to work on my wreath frame. I want to get all of those ties out, and I want the ones on the top part of that frame, I want those kind of facing in, and then the ones on the bottom part of that frame, I want them facing out. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to make my way all the way around the wreath, the top part and the bottom part, because I just want to make sure that those ties are open and ready for me. Now I'm going in with my Deco mesh. It's a very bright orange. I thought it would be perfect on top of the black. So I take a little piece of it and I'm just going to get it started. So I zip tie it to the frame in between a tie, and I'm going to make 8-inch bubbles, and I'm going to make my way all the way around the top part of that wreath. So here I'm just taking a piece of the Deco mesh and I'm going to zip tie it to the frame. And then I'm going to make the 8-inch bubbles or poofs or whatever you want to call them. And that's going to go all the way around on the top part of the frame. So here's my first little poof or my first little bubble. I'm just going to zip tie it off. Now I'm going to do another one at 8 inches and go to the next set of ties, twist tie it off, and I'm going to continue to do this all the way around the top part of that wreath. Okay, I made my way all the way around the top part. Now I'm going to jump down to the bottom part. And I'm just going to make 10-inch poofs or bubbles with this. I'm just going to keep going. I don't want to cut the mesh off. I'm just going to jump down to the bottom part of the wreath and make my way all the way around the bottom part of that wreath, making 10-inch bubbles or poofs. Okay, story time, people. We wear jerseys on Friday when football starts, and I have a Gator jersey that was given to me by a sweet, darling little boy because he had outgrown it, and he knew that I needed one, and I have had it for probably over 10 years now. And every time I end up wearing it to work, I have a customer that says, "Oh, go Gators," and I'm like, "What?" Or I get harassed if they lose. My husband told me when I was walking out the door the other day, Friday, he said, "You know you're going to be made fun of because they lost the other day." And sure enough, a customer had to remind me they lost twice. I don't even watch football. I just wanted to participate at work. All right, this is what we have so far. Now I want to put the sign on there. So I'm going in with those wires and I'm just kind of finding my way down through the wreath frame and the mesh. And I just want to give it like a twist tie, just a quick one. and before I flip it over, and I'll really like adjust it and twist tie the wires off. So here I just got it started, and now I'm going to really twist tie it off and then trim it down. Once I trim the wire, I do kind of tuck it back in. I don't want it poking out. Okay, there's my sign, and I'm going to give it a shake test, and nope, it's not going anywhere. Here I'm just counting to see how many ribbon bundles I want to make, and I decided on 12. So I have a bunch of ribbons to choose from, but I wanted to alternate two different kind of ribbon bundles. So the first one is going to be this, is that gingham? I think they call that gingham. The orange and the black with the black and the white. I do have that black and white ribbon in every bundle. So here I was just trying to decide what ribbons I wanted to go with what, and I'm just kind of playing here. Just trying to decide how I want to do this. I like these patterns together, so I'm going to dovetail each end of the ribbon and place it onto the wreath and into one of those ties and see if I like it. I was satisfied with the way it looked, so I went ahead and placed that into the wreath, and now I'm going to cut down all of my ribbons and get them ready for me. So here's all my ribbons. That first ribbon that you see, the black and white, that one is going to be in every bundle. And then I'm going to alternate between the orange gingham and the polka dot and that orange and black striped and that black and white plaid. I hope I'm explaining this properly. Anyway, there's the first one I made in a tie. Now I'm going to go in with the second bundle and I'm going to alternate the two different patterns. So here I'm going in with the second bundle, and I'm just going to alternate and go all the way around the wreath. So here's another ribbon bundle, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the exact same pattern that I did for the first one. So it goes black and white, then the orange in the middle, and then another black and white on top. And I do this for both the ribbon bundles. You can see me counting here because I want to make sure that I space out these bundles properly. There were a lot of ties on this work frame. I've never seen one like it, but I made it work. I love how this wreath turned out. It is massive. It is huge. It is bright. It is beautiful. I normally do grapevine wreaths. I don't really mess around too much with deco mesh, but I really need to because practice makes perfect. So I think I might be doing some more deco mesh wreaths in the future. So here I'm just going to keep going until I make my way all the way around the wreath. Okay, friends, now it's time for the bow. I had a little bit of this orange and black ribbon left and a couple of other ribbons that I had left over, like the polka dot one. So I decided to go ahead and make those tails since I couldn't make loops out of them. So I'm putting those down first. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the black and white. It's the smaller of the ribbons. It's a 1.5 inch, and I'm going to make 5-inch loops on each side. And when I'm putting the loops down into those dowels, I do twist them. So now I wanted to go in with the orange and black, and I'm going to do an 8-inch tail, twist it down into the dowel, make a 5-inch loop on each side, and trim it off. Next, I want to use this black and white one, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to make an 8-inch tail and 5-inch loops, and as I'm going down into the dowels, I twist tie them off and then loop them around. And I do this on each side, so 2 loops, and then I'm going to trim it off. I wanted to finish it off with the orange and black gingham, and I love this ribbon. I thought it was beautiful, and that came from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to do an 8-inch tail and a 5-inch loop on each side, and then I'm going to trim it off. Okay, now that I have all of my loops made, I'm going to go in with a zip tie, make sure that I have all of my loops and tails under that zip tie. I'm going to start the zip tie off. I'm not going to crank it all the way down. I use it to take it out of the Easy Bow Maker, add a pipe cleaner to the back so I have a way of attaching it to my wreath, and then I zip tie it all the way down. I really think it makes the loops pop up. Now I'm going to trim up all of my tails and get it ready for my wreath. If you're enjoying this video, please give me a thumbs up. That really does help out my small channel. And leave a comment down below, and I'm going to have all the supplies listed for you. So here I'm fluffing the bow. They also call this breaking the bow. I decided I wanted the bow kind of like down below, but to the right side a little bit. So here I'm just going to feed the pipe cleaners through until I find the frame, and I'm just going to give it a twist, and then I'm going to turn it around and twist tie it off and then trim up that pipe cleaner. I really did enjoy making this wreath. I thought it turned out beautiful. But I'm partial to Halloween. If y'all know me, you know I love Halloween. So here I'm just giving a few extra twists to the pipe cleaner. I'm going to trim it off. Friends, this is my completed project. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.